Always a great day, boys and girls, to take a 45 out, and this one is super special. This is a Kimber KHX Custom RL. Really great 1911. This one is a 45. I know we've been shooting a lot of single stacks and some other cartridges, but we're stepping up to the full bore 45 here today. All right, let's shoot a mag, have a little fun. We'll talk a little bit more as we go. All right. Yes, sir. They all fall to the 45 ball, boys and girls, as they say. Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day. Before we get cracking, I would like to thank our friends at Silencer Shop for supporting our videos. They have some awesome services. If you're looking to get yourself into a suppressor, they arguably have the easiest process for purchasing a suppressor right now. Go over there and tell them we sent you. All right, so this particular gun, you know, it departs from a lot of the things that you're going to expect to see in a classic 1911, and Kimber has always pushed the envelope in that regard, and there's a lot of features to talk about, because one of the things that you instantly kind of gravitate to when you pick the pistol up, quite frankly, look, if we're being honest, is just the absolute beauty of this pistol. It's beautiful, it's well made, the finish is beautiful, and it's a really gorgeous looking gun at the end of the day, and it's hard to not pick it up and be like, dang, that girl right there is pretty good looking. Hey girl, you know, you look in the back and you see all this beautiful G10 here on the mainspring housing. It's just, man, this is a freaking fantastic looking gun. All right, so you've got a stainless steel slide, stainless steel frame, stainless steel barrel. All right, this one's got a 5-inch barrel in it. It has a hand-fitted match grade barrel with a hand-fitted match grade bushing. So you notice, like, if you take a 1911 and run the slide real hard, and push down on this barrel, on a real cheap 1911, you'll get a lot of flex right here because the barrels just aren't fitted quite as well. But on the Kimber, she ain't got the slightest bit of movement. Now it's gonna have a tiny bit of movement because it's a mechanical device. It's gotta have a little bit of tolerances, you know, in order to operate. But man, it's just such a fantastically, you know, fitted barrel. The finish on this gun is what they call their gray Kim Pro 2 finish. All right, so it's their proprietary finish on top of stainless and this really beautiful gray. One thing that I noticed as well right out the gate is that I love the way they did the cocking serrations, both fore and rear on the slide. They look like hexagons, you know, that's just really interesting. And when you look like where those markings are rolled against the top of the slide, you can see that even the hexagons themselves have a rolling to them as they start to get towards the top of the slide. So just appreciating the gun from the standpoint of artistry and gun making, it's hard to not look at this gun and be like, wow, that's a really awesome pistol. Hogue actually makes these grips, so they are G10 grips. The trigger breaks at about 4.5 pounds or so, between 4 and 5 pounds. You have a rail system so you can run all of your favorite lights and accessories and lasers and gadgets and things like that. You have a full-length stainless steel guide rod, so that makes everything, you know, real nice and solid. You have your typical grip safety with a large extended beaver tail on the grip. The hammer is skeletonized. It does not utilize an ambidextrous safety, so it's only set up for a right-handed shooter. Okay, so it doesn't depart from a heck of a lot in that regard. For those of you familiar with the 1911, it's going to feel right at home for you. That initial mag that we shot, that was a Chick McCormick power mag. So Chad brought over a bunch of his mags for us to try out. We've got some Chick McCormick power mags, both in the 10 and the 8-shot variety. We have the magazine that ships with the gun as actually a Kimber marked 8-shot magazine. And then we actually have some Wilson Combats as well as a spare Ruger mag that we had laying around. So we're gonna try a variety of different magazines in today's video. And I'm gonna try my best to perform well for you here today. I haven't shot 45s in a while, so hopefully I can make my way around this little girl here today. Now, we're shooting Winchester Suppressor 230 grain 45 ACP ammunition. Let's have some fun. I'm trying out these new Ear Pro as well. Our friends at Otis sent out these Ear Shield Rangers, electronic Ear Pro. So I've been kind of vetting these and trying them out. So a little shout out to our friends at Otis for sending these out to us to try out. Always trying to kind of, you know, check out new stuff and sort of report what we see along with you guys here. Okay, now, last but not least, one last thing I forgot to mention. It utilizes high white dot suppressor sights. So these are higher suppressor sights. that also are meant to co-witness with the Type 2 RMR from Trijicon. This is a 3 MOA red dot that's on this particular gun. But the sights are usable right out of the box, even with the irons are dead on the money. And of course, red dots, you can't go wrong. You know, you can do some real fast instinctual shooting with a red dot on a handgun, but this package is impossible to beat. I mean, even on the top of the slide, you've just got this beautiful machining work. It just has a nice custom look to it. Man, and obviously for a gun in this price range, it better check all the boxes, because this definitely is an upper tier, upper class, you know, good quality, out of the box, ready to rock 1911 that is just made to go, you know, the distance. All right, I'm gonna try my best to shoot this thing well for y'all. All right, Chip McCormick 8-shot. All right, we'll talk a little bit as we go. All right, 45 ACP, baby. Man, that 45, it just, all right, 8-shot power mag. I want to mention one thing real quick too when I'm done with this mag. All right. Oh boy. All right, I want to mention one thing about the grips, okay? Because Chad made this observation I forgot to mention earlier. The way that these Hogue G10 grips fit on this particular gun, they do fit a little bit lower than the frame itself. So in this case, the Kimber mag that actually shipped with the gun, when you put it in, it fits relatively flush below, okay? It's basically the way these grips are designed to kind of work is almost like a guide to help get as a magazine guide, like an extended well to get the mags in easier if you're trying to do a rapid mag change. But if you're not running a magazine that uses a base plate like this, when you go to push up with a standard flat base plate, it will not lock the mag in all the way if you're just relying on this, okay? You have to push in to get that mag to lock. So that's the only thing. Notice the difference? All right, the Chip McCormick's base plate, standard mag, flat. I just want to make that observation for y'all. All right, and I think this is going to be probably good on the ammo. Now, the texture on these G10 grips is relatively, it's a rough texture. The grips definitely do not suffer from a lack of texture, okay? They got plenty of grip and everything. And also I wanted to mention as well, when you look at the front of the pistol frame here, I mean, look at that gorgeous checkering work. And it's got just the right amount of grip. And again, it's kind of sticking to that sort of hexagon thing. They look like little tiny hexagons. It's just a really neat feature when you look at all the tiny things that make up a gun and just the attention to detail. I just wanted to kind of appreciate that for a moment. All right, and in the accuracy department, the gun definitely is shooting a heck of a lot better than what I can shoot. You know, if I could do my part, this thing would probably shoot a little better than what I'm shooting, but I'm trying my best here for y'all. Yes, sir. Shoot. I'll take that to the bank, baby. When it comes down to a defensive unit, that right there is bad news for the bad guys, all right? On a 1911, especially when you're dealing 45 ACP and 10 millimeter, the shot recovery, you know, it takes a little bit longer to get back on target. You know, it's a little bit more recoil, a little bit harder to control. You know, the gun does kick a little bit harder, but the trigger, fantastic. It's got a nice clean break, beautiful take up, great reset. There's a lot of very bad habits that I've developed over the years with handguns, I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? And one of them is, like in the military back in the day, and you gotta remember, I went to basic back in the, early 2000s. I mean, it's been a while, but back then they would train you to shoot off the reset, and it's taken me all these years to try to relearn to not try to shoot off the reset. So a lot of people ask why they hear that click in our videos, and it's because I'm thinking like I'm at Sand Hill again down in Fort Benning. So I have to constantly kind of remind myself, hey, don't do that. But sometimes I end up doing it anyway because old habits die hard. Anyway, all right, let's have some fun. All right. I think what I'm worried about is the tendency to want to slap the trigger. If you just let go, you've got to really make a conscious effort to make that squeeze again without introducing movement into the gun. And I guess the way I've always approached it is if I pull the trigger and hold through on the recoil, and then when I go to let go, I'm already there. I'm at the sweet spot again, instead of letting go and then having to reestablish where that point is. I mean, that may not work for everybody, but that's just the way I've always shot handguns. It took me a long time to realize it's not actually the right way to shoot a handgun. So, you know, I'm still a student every day. I try to learn. Let's try making a distinctive effort to not squeeze the trigger to the rear all the way and leave it squeezed. I'm just going to let go. See, for me, I could probably get used to that, but I think part of my thinking, at least in terms of the way that I approach pistol marksmanship, is that then I think like I'm taking a picture. Like when you have a sight picture, it's like taking a photograph with a 35mm camera. And like when you click that, you get that picture instantly. It's not like the same thing as a digital camera, if that makes sense. And that's the way I kind of treat guns. It's like, I have a tendency to want to like, all right, I've got the sight picture, it's like snapping a photo. And sometimes it's easy to, you know, not control your trigger as well. It's just observations I've made over the years, that's all. Hope I'm not boring anybody. I'm just trying to give you an idea of my mindset on this sort of stuff. This is one sweet handgun, I'm really loving it. Yep. All right, Wilson Combat 10-shot mag. And the previous mag was a Chip McCormick 10-round power mag. Gorgeous. All right, here's that Ruger 8-shot mag. Locks up nice. All right, finally got that 8-inch gong. All right, I got to redeem myself. I got to hit that gong a few times in a row. All right, 50 yards. I'll take it. This thing, I'm telling you, guys and girls, if you do your part, this gun absolutely delivers the goods. I mean, you cannot go wrong with a Kimber. They are fantastic pistols, and I think very highly of these things. And you know, we had them come out to our range day last year, and I got introduced to some of their guns. I'd never really dealt with Kimbers that much, and they offered to send this one out for us to do a little video on and to, you know, check out for you guys. And I'm excited. I mean, I think this is just a killer handgun, and you know, besides the looks, right? I mean, it's a beautiful gun, and they did just a great job in terms of just the artistic ability to put together just such a gorgeous looking pistol with so many nice appointments, and to have the performance to match. I mean, this gun shoots 1,000,000 times better than I can shoot as a marksman, but man, it's just, this is kind of a 1911 that you definitely can't blame the tool. I mean, if you get behind this thing, it ought to pit the ace, and man, this is a very inspiring gun. It definitely inspires you to want to get better as a shooter, and this is a great pistol to hand somebody that maybe somebody's interested in 1911 and they don't know if they, you know, want to buy a 1911 or not. But I'm going to tell you, you let them shoot this thing, Man, and I'm telling you, they're gonna want one. All right, one last mag. Woo! This is a sweet piece of gear. All right, have some fun. All right, some headshots. Look at that. Yeah, baby. Oh, that gong on the left got lucky. I was out of ammo. Other than the magazine capacity, that's about the only thing on a 1911 I've never been a huge fan of, is the limited amount of capacity, but 45 ACP is a great personal defense cartridge. It is a very accurate cartridge. It is very capable. Kimber also makes a pistol they call the Super Jaeger in 10mm. You will be seeing a video on that gun soon. That's a very sweet setup that's used as like a hunting pistol. But man, I really dig this pistol, and I appreciate y'all watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everybody has a great week, and thanks so much for tuning in today. Click that notification bell, click that subscribe button, make sure you're following our channel. Big thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being a part of our lives and a part of our channel. Also, go over to Ballistic Ink and pick yourself up a snazzy new t-shirt like the one I'm wearing. That's a way that you can support our channel more directly if you wish to do so. Have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you soon.